Hey man, how's it going?
It is a confusing time, man.
Yeah,
It's cold in the middle of the night, so I was like, okay, I'll put on a blanket. Then I wake up, I'm super high. It's like super annoying right now. Autumn.
yeah. Back and forth, right? Back and forth. At least
Yeah.
the days are still sunny here, though, so that's kind of nice. We haven't
Yeah.
had any crazy,
Like,
crazy weather yet.
yeah.
But yeah, welcome back, everybody, to Bite My Shiny Middle Cast. And yeah, today we're looking at what is this? The third episode of the new Hulu season that came out, right? 50 Shades of Green.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I guess we'll just jump into it. So, uh, again, if anybody had seen the trailer, this was probably another small portion of the trailer was basically this episode, and it was something that you and I, Mitchell, we thought it was going to be something completely different. It turned out to
Oh yeah.
be from this episode. So in fact, I think it was the thing that you had claimed was probably the funniest part, right? What was that? What was that
Yeah.
scene again in the trailer?
They're going down. I forget what those are called.
The zip
Squirrel
line,
line or
zip
something. Zip
line, or
line.
the
Zip line.
flying fox or whatever. Yeah,
And yeah, the flying fox there. That's what it is. I was close. The flying fox is a squirrel, sort of.
sort of.
Um, and yeah, that was I don't know why, but it's the physical humor, and especially in this episode where he's like, "You gotta let go," which has a couple meanings to Fry, and he's like, "Never."
Never.
He smacks into the side of the
Yeah,
wall,
sure.
and because it's animation but still kind of family friendly, they
They
won't
can't show
show
anything. Yeah,
uh yeah genitals, which is fine. I honestly I think doing that stuff just to show that stuff
it's
is not
just funny.
necessary.
No,
I mean,
not
I
at
mean, no,
all.
no. I mean, like, there's jokes here and there, but just stuff like that. But yeah, that was. I think that was my funniest thing for the trailer.
Yeah,
And now for the episode, I was actually quite pleased with this.
I
And
was too. Yeah.
right before we talked about this, you asked me, "Do you remember what you wrote this episode for?" And I was like, I don't remember. You're like 5 out of 10. You were playing it very, very low.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you were like,
yeah,
"I'm
that
gonna give it
sounds
a
about right.
pass."
Yeah,
And, well, it's because so you and I guess we can talk a little bit about that for our predictions, was our predictions were and we were wrong. We were wrong. It was to do with, like, a love situation. I mean, hence the title, The 50 Shades of Green thing. But it
yeah.
was it
50
was
Shades of Grey.
nothing to
Yeah.
do with Amy. Nothing to do with Amy. Nothing to do with Kif. So
Well,
Green had
they
nothing to do
were
with anything.
mentioned. They
Yes,
were mentioned in the episode, but
that's
that's
right.
it.
Green was basically for plants and botany, which worked with the episode because of course plants green, leaves green, whatever, and of course like the character and all this stuff. And we had thought that maybe this guy, his name is Branch Woodson or something, or Woodman. Branch,
Woodsman or Woodman. Yeah,
I think it's
Woodman.
Woodman. Yeah, Branch Woodman. Right, as plant like as you can make it without being too over it, I guess. He is not evil at all. He's not a wicked human. He's not anything like this. He's
No,
actually like the
yeah.
nicest guy. And
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
thought
yeah,
I thought the Wicked Human was going to be about how he wanted to kill Fry
what Joe
for
tried.
whatever reason,
Yeah,
and I was unfortunately wrong. Even though I
yeah.
thought that still would have made a good episode of Fry running
I
away.
I think in the prediction as well, you had given because in that Wicked Human prediction thing, just to go on that a little slightly, you did say like, oh, he's going to be kind of like the quote unquote flexo of Fry, but I'll
It
give you a
kind
little
of
bit of credit.
was.
It kind of was. It wasn't. It wasn't like the evil Fry, so to speak. It was like it's talking about soulmates, okay, and
Yeah.
who would be a better match for Leela. So I'll do a brief synopsis of the episode as I do, and then you and I can get into our positives and negatives, and we'll finish off with our final thoughts on the episode. So this episode is, yeah, 50 Shades of Green focuses on Fry and Leela, and wonderful that it focuses on Fry again and everything like this. And
Yeah.
basically, the main thing is that they, I do like it starts off with the end of a Christmas episode, right? We didn't see the actual Xmas episode, but it was the end
No.
of it. So the Santa Claus flies away and everyone's cleaning up. Any case,
Oh yeah, they had a new guy. It was his first day.
Charlie or something, and he's
Yeah.
dead. So whatever. So Hermes puts everybody on unpaid leave because during New Year's and Xmas nobody really buys anything, so there's no deliveries.
No.
So Leela's going to go spend some time with her parents, and she invites Fry, but Fry plays coy and he says like, "No, I have other things to do. I'm going to go see Bender's parents or something."
Yeah.
Any case, she doesn't believe him, but she's like, "Okay, whatever. Just one thing I want you to do, Fry, for me, please, is to water my plant. You only have to do it once." Okay. Fry says, "Sure, no problem." Now,
I'm not doing anything.
yeah, so to Fry's credit, though, he wants to be like the best boyfriend possible. He loves Leela so much. He decides
Wow.
to set up a really good thing because it's close to New Year's. And it happens to be, of course, the time when he and Leela, and funny enough, Bender, all three of them had met on the same day, right? New Year's Day. So what he wants to do is do like
when
a
Fry
nice
went to the
little
future.
right when Fry first went frozen and woke up and everything. So he wants to do a nice little anniversary. He calls it an anniversary. So he gets everybody to help him out, except for Bender. Bender says no because screw you. I met you on that day too, and I'm jealous. Whatever. So in
Yeah,
any case,
I got that right, but it was for the wrong episode. Like
that's
I
right.
remember saying like Bender was definitely jealous, which is why he punched Fry in the
Yeah, well,
trailer.
and it's his friend, right? He's like, oh, only a friend punches you or whatever, like I can or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So, any case, Fry sets up this beautiful thing. He gets like he goes to the what is that, the cryogenics lab. He gets like a cryo chamber to pop out of.
Welcome.
He sets up like a little eye thing and fire like illegal fireworks. We see the perverted alien monster thing from
Yeah,
another
that was a
episode.
funny little cameo
Yeah,
and
he
of
came back.
fireworks of all the thing.
Yeah, and
And of
Scruffy
course,
knows him.
yeah, we also see
I thought it
Bender
was
there.
funny,
Bender, what
yeah.
are you doing here?
Yeah, Bender shops there every so often. Any case, Fry does all these things, and the day that he sets it up, and Leela comes there, and she's like really pissed off because Fry didn't water her plant. It died.
The one thing she asked
The
for.
one thing she did. And so even though Fry set up all these wonderful things and we saw these wonderful things happen and everything, but she missed everything. She's like, okay, I need some time to rethink our relationship. So she's kind of breaking up with him again for like the third time in like the series. So Fry's pissed. Fry's very
Yeah,
sad.
I guess this was an official one. Yeah,
Yeah, Fry's really
because there's
sad.
a couple times where he's like, "We were dating. I didn't know that."
Yeah,
Woo!
with the
Oh,
what's that? The mammoth thing, or like when he goes underground or whatever. Yeah.
there's that
So
one too. Yeah.
so he's really sad that they messed up and all this kind of stuff. And Leela's totally, playing the cold shoulder. She doesn't want to talk to him. She's like, I'm upset with you, whatever. And she goes on a delivery without him. She totally tells him to not come on the delivery. She doesn't want to see him. So Fry tries to get help from the Hermes and the professor, and they're talking about something from our time, right? With like Tinder and social media apps that helped with dating apps, right? And they figured out there was something called like a magic mirror, which essentially set up this entire thing to show like who would be perfect matches, and this caused like fights and all these things. So they kind of like pushed it away. So anyway, they find a magic mirror, and this is in the trailer, right? Which is this mirror that Bender plugs into with a USB.
Yeah, the
And we
USB
get the
joke
joke
from
with
the
the
professor.
US. Yeah, the USB is after the USA collapsed or something like that. So I thought that was kind of a funny joke. But in any case, they set it up and they're trying to figure out who everybody's perfect soulmate is. And we see a few people do that. So
Kif and Amy, yeah.
Kip and Amy have it on there and all this kind of stuff. So Fry looks at his and it's Leela. Great. Then they look up at Leela and it turns out to be this other guy who we see in the trailer.
That right there is yeah. Your perfect soulmate is this person.
Mhm.
Theirs is not you.
Right.
Oh,
So his name is Branch Woodman, and he is a botanist, and he lives in Central Park or something, and he takes care of flowers and plant, all these other things, but specifically a specific plant that he's trying to take care of because he thinks there's no more male versions of this particular plant. This is the female plant, and it's like a plant version of Leela. Okay.
yeah. It's got like the ponytail.
Purple petals and like a little eye thing in the middle. Everything that makes Leela, right?
Yeah.
So, in any case, Fry gets pissed off, so he goes to like fight this guy. He punches him, but he doesn't do very much.
Oh,
and he's yelling at him.
Why didn't it hurt very
much? So, in any case, he goes there to confront him. Branch says, like, I don't know what you're talking about, and Fry just keeps on, stupidly as he does, complimenting Leela, which is intriguing. It's kind of like setting up his own enemy.
Oh, what was that? That was like from like the
movie, yeah,
the movie,
with the
the
ship,
third
right?
one.
And she's like, she has as much fat as a cow and everything. Yeah,
she has more meat than a cow.
More than a cow, right? It's like,
I like my girl with a little more meat on her.
She has plenty of meat. Yeah. Oh, that's Parasite's Lost.
Wow.
That's Parasite's Lost. Parasite's Lost. Yeah. Because that's when he's like, oh, I keep screwing up in front of Leela, because then he goes and he fights Saul.
Right.
And he beats him up and he gets
yeah. One of the best episodes of the series. Yeah. For some reason, I put that with like whenever Sal and Leela have some kind of interaction, is always kind of that negative kind of thing. Because I remember it was like, who's this? This is Sal. Whatever.
Right.
Nice eyeball. Nice ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So. Anyway,
we do see Sal in this episode, though.
We do, yeah.
When Fry was trying to get all the stuff together, and he's like, "How much oil?" He's like, "This one's on me. I love being a part of getting.
I love. Yeah, something like this.
Yeah, love. So yeah, it's cute to see Sal and stuff like that, and actual Sal, not the one that's like Sal, but not Sal.
Sure. So we move on then to Fry doing this, and we have Branch Woodman is like actually seems like a really nice guy, but then they get attacked by giant trees. So he and Fry end up like bonding over the
Wandering?
fact that they are like trying to defend each other against these wandering trees. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not like just like a 5-minute battle. It's like days.
it's a
They
couple
had
days. Yeah,
breaks and
that's what I mean.
stuff.
They bond
They
over.
were
Yeah.
they were in like a tent together.
Yeah.
It was very like, what is going
Yeah.
on
Oh,
here?
I should say as well, Bender had come with Fry thinking that Fry was going to try and kill this guy. So he was actually waiting outside like their little area because he was digging like a grave for this branch woodman or for Fry, whoever came out on top. But in any case, they get stranded on there. They do all this funny fighting things. It's pretty good. This is where the zip line situation happens. In any
Yes.
case,
Oh my god, love that.
they are still alive. Fry's able to save Branch, and he pulls him out of the forest and everything. And they go to the hospital. We see them in the hospital, and they're broken out and stuff.
Which hospital was it, Anthony?
Taco Bellevue Hospital. We see it again.
Unfortunately, we don't get to see the Chihuahua.
We don't get to see the Chihuahua doctor again. Yeah. So, in any case, Fry's in the bed, and Branch is there with him. Everybody's hanging out or whatever. Branch is in the bed and Fry is there to be with him or whatever. And then Leela comes because she heard that Fry was hurt, right? So she wants to come and check on him. And then there's this emotional gaze and whatever between Branch and Leela because they're kind of seeing each other for the first time, the love at first sight. And Fry freaks out, ends up slipping and knocking himself out. And he ends up in a coma for a month.
Well, it's because Leela kept commenting a whole bunch of like stuff like one of the things that Fry says, like, he's about to have a real embarrassing surgery, so you guys better get out of it. I would assume it's a penis
shrinking thing based on his chart, and
based on his chart,
and he shoos her away, but he slips, right?
Yeah, 6'4".
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yep.
It's like
all
perfect.
Women want 6'4" people.
Super tall, super attractive, and apparently very well endowed. So in any case, so Fry wakes up. Amy's there to tell him, like, oh yeah, no, like Leela was here checking up on you, but she was also with Branch, and so Fry's pissed off because he thinks that now they're together and they've forgotten about him. So in the end, we have Fry going to confront Branch, but it turns out that Branch and Leela didn't get together. In fact, he was taking care of a plant or whatever. They became friends, but they weren't together. And it turns out those giant trees that were attacking them beforehand were actually the male species that he was trying to keep away from the flower, kind of signifying like, you got to give things space in order to grow, and you have to let things go in order for them to flourish and all this kind of stuff. It's the lesson of the episode, which is kind of nice to see again. So Fry returns back.
That's true. They kind of stopped doing the lesson bit and just like, hey, here's a weird ending, and now the next episode.
Right. So Fry returns back to his apartment, and the magic mirror is still there. And Leela returns, and then they have a nice heart-to-heart about like, oh, I thought you were going to be with Branch. And she's like, no. Like, he's a nice guy, but my soulmate is with you. And they kiss, and we're left with this nice little thing about that. Was that?
He's always plant-splaining.
Plant-splaining, yes.
Yeah, because so Leela's a very smart person. She can do her own stuff.
So this is 50 Shades of Green. Yeah, no, I was pleasantly surprised with this episode. I think I laughed quite hard. Funny enough, the time I actually laughed the hardest, I think it was at the very, very beginning of this episode. You know what I laughed at, Mitchell?
The taste of
yes.
Oh shoot!
I'm thinking about mint, but I'm tasting pain. Was the first thing because
Zoidberg, yeah.
Zoidberg, so Santa Claus attacked, and then there's a candy cane stuck in Zoidberg's head, but he won't die. So it's just one of those things. Yeah. So he's like, I'm thinking about mint, but I'm tasting pain. And then he takes it out and he starts sucking on it. And then Fry accidentally hits it back into his head. So the candy cane goes through his mouth and back of his head. And he's like, now I'm thinking about eat it. Or no, what does he say?
And now I'm tasting about thinking.
I'm tasting about or thinking about tasting or something. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, tasting about thinking.
It was such a
that was in the trailer. That very quick thing where Fry had to crowbar and knock the president back into his brain.
I don't think he said that line though, right?
No. Okay, like I said, like it was like maybe half a second or something like that. So
it was pretty good.
You're absolutely right.
So what are our positives? What are our positives for this episode then?
I actually like Branch, but like he didn't quite fit in. Like he was definitely a one-off character.
Definitely one-off.
I did like the bond him and Fry had, because Fry punched him, kind of thing. Why did it hurt that much? And then like the trees came. He's like, I'll get you back after this. Okay. And then when they're in the hospital he punches him. Yeah. And then Bender, of course, gets jealous, which is a very Bender thing to do. He doesn't like to show that he cares, so jealousy is his way of caring.
Sure.
I just like that it was kind of a Fry adventure one. Like we don't really get
focused on Fry again. We actually had this. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah, it was
I
nice.
loved all the callbacks to the very first time they met. Like I love the going back to the
Welcome.
cryogenics lab, and yeah, Terry's back and all this stuff. I thought that was really funny. I loved like even in the background, like when Leela's getting angry at Fry for not watering the plant, and like all the bad things that are happening, like nothing's going well. Like the gorilla dancing like
Oh,
falls. And
that must have been a pain in the ass to animate because I think that was all on one, so that was like 24 drawings per
sure,
second.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because like it's one of those things where like they're moving, you got to make it fluid because you can't have like it was on an elevator or a floating thing, right?
yeah.
So when it was juggling, you had to go back and forth. So it was definitely 24 drawings a second, and then the eye beam from the eye laser hits him.
Right, it's the gorilla. That's right.
Yeah, there was a couple things in here that kind of bothered me a little bit, like when
Some
Leela wasn't
slapstick
paying
stuff.
attention. Like the animation bothered me a little bit, not too much. Like it's hard to make unless you're like a Disney-esque character animator for a low, I don't want to say budget, but just
Would you say
low style
is this one of
animation.
your negatives then? Do you have no other positives for the episode?
You know what, I don't. It was kind of just a solid episode. Like, I mean, I liked it. I laughed. I don't think it was written amazingly by any means, but like it was just good. I enjoyed it. It entertained me, and it did its job.
You
But
you would have no problem watching the episode again, correct?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think this is the third or fourth time I watched it because I got bored last week or earlier this week, and I was just kind of like just going through it all again, and you know, having it on the background, and
Sure.
which is great because that's how I used to watch Futurama most of the time when like I was working or something. That was just there's just
Mhm.
static noise in the background just to get the oh the episode's done. 20 minutes past, cool. Next thing, and I couldn't do that with the last season or the last two seasons of Hulu because they were just bad,
They were
right?
that bad, yeah. So
And
like
these
one
ones you can just
episode,
have
yeah.
them going on in the background and just they're wonderful. They feel like Futurama. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Okay, well
I don't know. I don't know what were else positives that you
well,
liked about
I
it
mean,
that I
no,
could
because I would agree that
piggyback
it's
on.
hard it was hard to kind of pinpoint. Like I think a few of the jokes were quite good. I
Yeah.
think that I actually like the episode felt very coherent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was very
There it
structured. It
is.
was
Yeah.
structured very well. Like it led from one place to another one to another one. I did like yeah, we're kind of seeing like what we've always seen an Xmas episode at the beginning to like the end right before Santa attacks, but this time we actually get to see the ending result of it and like them cleaning up afterwards. I thought that was kind of funny. It's kind of
I
cool
did
to
like the
see that for
joke
the first
too
time.
about the new
Um,
employee.
yeah, and then oh yeah, the new employee Charlie or whatever. Like that was kind of funny. And then yeah, no, like throughout the thing, I also liked Branch. I knew he was going to be he's a one off of obviously, and he's obviously there just to be that moral lesson for Fry. But yeah, like you know, you just you enjoy like them running away and they're doing the zip lines, and he's got like those like futuristic like weed whacking snipper things or
Riff
whatever in his
rifle or
closet
whatever.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's fun. And they're like there for like 2 days doing like it's fun. Um, no, I thought that was funny, and I also liked the magic mirror kind of aspect to it. I thought that was kind of a funny little thing to come in there. So yeah, I think it was good. Um, but yeah, we can go into the negatives. I mean, before you get into your end,
Remind me
yeah,
what was Leela's boss's name? The Indian guy.
I don't remember. Unfortunately, I can't remember his name
He
either.
got replaced. Whoever voice acted him got replaced by an actual Indian
By an
guy.
actual Indian guy. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Although
of
I will
course.
say the guy that replaced him, his name's Ravi Patel. If you've seen his face, he's been in lots of things as like character actors and stuff like that. I actually like the guy. He's in a kind of one of my new favorite shows. That's okay. Animal Control. He's a main character in that with
Oh, sure.
Joe
Joel
McHale.
McHale. Yeah,
So yeah, but like yeah, it's one of those things where you can be like,
they
well,
have
it's a
to. Yeah, it's
difficult.
like, oh, he's
Yeah,
an
it's a
Indian
difficult
guy, so he has to
thing.
be played by
Yeah,
an Indian guy. Yeah,
yeah.
whatever. I can't
Let's
even
put
remember who
everyone in a
played him in the
box.
first. Who played him in the first couple
Oh,
times
it
I've
was
seen him?
probably one of the voices
Like
of
David
the
Herman
people,
or
you know.
something. Yeah, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
So whatever the case. But yeah, it was funny seeing Terry again.
Yeah,
A
I
joke
mean, I
about
did
Rudy
like them.
Giuliani.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. That was funny. Yeah,
yeah,
that was a weird one. No one needs him. It's like, yeah, okay, we know who wrote this.
yeah.
So, but
But
yeah, I like the joke, seeing
yeah,
like the all that stuff, the callbacks. I mean, you can kind of say like, oh, look, they referenced something that's not from Hulu, kind of thing. Remember the good stuff, guys? You could kind of say like they weren't really playing on it, but they weren't
yeah. The
adding to
beginning
it either.
portion was like that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, okay.
So
Then why don't
yeah.
we go to the
So yeah. What were
negatives
your
then? Yeah.
negatives? Yeah, negatives.
Well, honestly, my negatives for this, I think, it's hard to say honestly because I didn't actually have a lot of negatives of the episode. Like I thought the episode was very good.
Yeah,
Humor
yeah,
was
coherent.
there. I
It wasn't
think,
amazing. The
yeah.
jokes
I
were smaller,
honest,
but good.
honestly, if there was any critique I could honestly give that I thought was like kind of weird, it was just at the very end the way they kind of like so Fry
Oh,
goes into a coma and then he wakes up and then everything is fine. I thought
Yeah,
that was
there was no
a little like
resolution.
why
There's
put
no
him in a coma?
resolution.
Yeah, why put him in a coma? That was kind of a weird little like for the gag of him like getting angry, like oh he must have left and all this. I don't know, but yeah, I think they could have easily had been Fry could have been in the hotel or not the hotel, sorry, the hospital bed, and then Branch could have been there, and then they could have left together, and then Fry's not allowed to leave the hospital, but then for the night, and then he's like, oh my god, they're probably together, and then the next day, the shenanigans could have happened rather than this whole thing with the coma. But other than that, honestly, I don't have any real big negatives. I think this episode was solid. But you though, you said there's an animation thing. So what
Oh
is the
yeah,
animation?
I mean,
Yeah,
I think I forget what I was going to say. What it was about. Um, I will
Leela's
say there
staring
was
at something.
another thing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. When all the stuff that Fry put together, was going off and stuff like that, monkey in the ape in the background, juggling all this stuff,
yeah.
and she's not paying attention, and she's looking at the plant, and it's just a very subtle, slight movement kind of thing,
Mm.
so that way she's not stagnant,
Oh,
so
okay.
she's not just a picture rather than an animation. That kind of bothered me a little bit. And there's another one when Fry was trying to pick up his pants, but he was also going up the stairs. And that was so he was kind of hopping, right? Hop, that,
Oh, okay.
kind of thing. I feel like they were just moving the picture. They weren't really doing anything with it.
Sure.
It's just like when you move your mouse and like click and drag something, it just felt like that.
Right.
I
Right.
don't know.
Okay.
Um,
What
but
about
yeah,
in
nothing.
storyline? Was there anything that was?
It, uh, there was a little bit there where there's just like when Fry went to go confront him, and then they just kind of came best buds out of nowhere. There really wasn't enough for me to go like, oh, okay, yeah,
Well, I
they're
don't think
buds
they were
now.
best buds out of nowhere. I think it was like so Fry didn't like him, and
It was
Fry's
just a
just
little too
dumb.
quick. It was just a little too quick.
Well, they were together for
They
2 days trying to protect each other from like
yeah.
dying, right?
I
So even
think if
that
they
bond
added
shaped pretty quickly.
another maybe 5 seconds of montage, like
Oh,
or something
okay,
like that, because
sure,
like I did like it because they both
a
like
little bit
say like
longer. Yeah.
when the tree attacked them, a bird's nest fell out with eggs, and they like
Oh,
they caught the eggs right, and Fry
they
caught the
caught
one egg that
one.
didn't catch, and then they high fived and smashed the egg, and the birds attacked them. Like they could have had a couple more jokes
A
like
little bit
that.
more, yeah.
Or something like
Maybe
that.
there
Just
were.
like I said,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
5 seconds, just to
Sure.
show that they actually bonded. Like have Branch save Fry, Fry save Branch, and then both go like okay,
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
thing, right?
Respect. Yeah.
Rather than just
Mutual
kind of
respect.
just automatically getting along. Let's just whatever, fine. And then just another little joke that just bothers me is when they were at the end there showing all the people who love each other.
Oh,
Barbados Slim always interrupts
so
Hermes and
like I said,
Barbara.
I think at this point they're just winking at the camera.
I
Every time
don't
they have to
know.
have them together, they throw in Barbados and they're just because.
You
But I
know
like
what?
it. It's
You know
not
what I'm going to say about that?
okay.
I think it's although I guess he didn't technically get a voice in this one because
Kevin Michael
Kevin
Richardson.
Michael.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, oh crap, we need to pay him. Let's give him credit for this episode. Whatever. Yeah, we'll sneak Barbados Slim in it because Earl's not in it or whatever, right?
Hmm.
So yeah,
Oh, maybe. But you
yeah,
also notice, like in the magic mirror scene, like they have like the big picture is the person who's like the soulmate of the smaller one, right?
yeah.
And so you have like Hermes is La Barbara, and then La Barbara is Hermes, but then right behind Hermes is like just sticking out slightly is
Yeah, it's
Barbados Slim.
Barbados.
And I don't know. I think it's just at this point it just doesn't matter. It's just funny now. But
Yeah.
any
Well,
case,
again, because they already resolved that pretty hard, is what I'm saying. Like they resolved it pretty hard, like
yes, I
in
know.
the
Yes,
Comedy Central run, and now they're just like, that doesn't matter. So it's just like, okay, you're not
yeah,
adding, you're taking away and stuff.
sure. But
Just from a quick look on Reddit, I think
mm,
it's kind of 50-50 of people saying it was good or other people are saying it was bad. So I think some
really,
people are,
oh,
well, there's some people saying that like Leela was being weird in this episode, kind of like just like being rude to Fry.
oh, okay.
And I don't think I
Well,
really agree with that, but
Well, I guess
just
I mean I didn't really go into that with the synopsis, but I mean like the main thing for the plant thing, the reason she got pissed off is because as she mentions in the episode, the plant is a metaphor to her about their relationship. If Fry
yeah.
can't take care of something so simple as the plant, how can he take care of her in the future for any number of reasons? And Fry, arguably he would get it, but he doesn't understand right away, right? Because it's from Leela's perspective. So he does say, like, I don't understand that metaphor. Like, why wouldn't you have just told me? But any case, yeah, I would disagree with those people. I think this episode was very good. In fact, I would probably I said a 6 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7.5. I think it was a very solid episode.
Yeah.
It was good enough
I'll
for
give it that too.
yeah 7.5 or 7.
7. Yeah.
7. Okay.
One of the other things too, people don't like the magic mirror technology. It's too perfect, which is why it's banned. What? And then it proves itself that it can change. So it's just
right. I mean,
yeah,
sure, but
it's a story. It's a story. No, like I think you said like the ending was a little kind of weak with the Fry being in a coma. And just like, oh, he got put in a coma for a month. Oh, cool, everything's better. It was a weak ending, but not the weakest that we've seen.
No, not the worst episode, not the worst ending, and definitely not the weakest ending at all. But
and
it was
not
just
the
kind of
weakest of this
rushed.
season either.
No, not at all. So no, I stand by my 7.5. I think it was a very solid episode, and I'm happy to watch it again. And I too have also rewatched it already. So I would
I'll stick with
definitely
my
say,
7.
yep,
Like
recommend
it's a
this episode.
soft 7, not a hard 7. It's a soft 7. It can. Again, these episodes only came out last week. I've only watched them a couple times.
Yep.
One just to binge, and the next one to kind of like, okay, let's just have it in the background. And now whenever we do these, I kind of like critique it a little bit.
Yep.
So
yeah. We've seen what the worst can do. We're now a little bit more tempered in how we do these things, but I definitely say this is
our expectations are lower. I think that's maybe why we're enjoying these a little more, just because we're like, well, how can they make this worse?
And it's much higher. Yeah, and the episode is much higher than all the other ones prior. So it's all fine, at least from the other seasons. But yeah, that's great. Anything else to say about 50 Shades of Green?
Yeah, it was nice. I liked it. It was funny. I liked the Fry and Branch getting along and snipping, rifling the trees.
I like Fry being the main character again. That's really, really cool.
Yes. And, I'll stick with that one. Yeah. Fry felt like Fry. Bender felt like Bender. That's kind of what I'll say. Yeah.
Sure. No,
a soft 7.
I would agree with you. No, and that's wonderful. Okay, we'll finish it off here for 50 Shades of Green, and yeah, we'll tackle the next one next week. Of course, the Numberland Gap, episode 4 of the new Hulu run. And yeah, please like and subscribe and comment if you like talking all things Futurama. We really appreciate it. All right, thanks, Mitchell. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you next time.
Next time. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.